Two dudes reviewing the news, pop culture, video games, movies, and shoes. Quincy and Justin with a nerdy forecast. So stay a while and welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast.
Welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast. I'm your host, Quincy.
And your other host, Justin.
So, we shouldn't have an interruption. That happened. We shouldn't have an interruption. That was an interruption.
That was an interruption.
In our streams and our episodes. But there is going to be a venue change. I have to move. Which means eventually the... I guess you could call it studio, whatever.
Yeah.
Office recording room.
It's a studio. It is a studio. We record nothing but these in here. Everything is nice. It is our studio. It is a home studio, but it is a studio nonetheless.
Yeah. This place, this studio, will change. We're hoping it shouldn't affect any episodes. If it does, Justin will record something, or we'll remote record, or we'll figure it out. We'll make it work.
Yes.
But we'll try to be here for you guys. So, last week we forgot to tell you what movies we were watching, and we apologize. But we'll get to that in a second. What are you drinking over there?
I am drinking a traditional medicinals organic green tea with ginger. And we're about to try it out. Ooh, white drip. Interesting. Oh, it's strong ginger. Oh, it is strong ginger, but it's good ginger.
Okay. Good for a tum-tum?
It's good for the baby tum-tum.
Did you put any sugar in?
Yes, I put a little over one scoop of sugar.
Okay.
The sugar helps. But yeah, wow, that is really good.
I don't know the legal ramifications on Dr. Pepper, so I'm just gonna...
It's quote unquote any branding if we're not supported by it directly, but it's fine.
Well, now you can't see them.
Yeah, I mean that one time you had Starbucks, and I was like, whatever,
buy me.
Yeah, it's fine.
We talk about stuff. We review stuff.
It's fine.
So it was a good buy for you though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I picked it up on a whim at Smith's.
Smith's.
Okay. I've got a Rise Nitro Brew Co. Brewing Co.
Yeah.
Oat.
I just saw the
milk
word oat,
vanilla.
and I was like, what else is it?
Yeah, oat milk, which it's not milk. You don't milk an oat. Nitro cold brew coffee, dairy free. Now I don't have problems with dairy. In fact, I probably consume too much dairy. But I wanted to try this. Hey, it says no nuts, so you don't have to worry about that. No peanut allergies for anybody.
Nice.
Non-GMO. Some weird green, weird leaf check mark. I'm assuming that means it's green. Their writing is really fine on here. We're friends. Yeah, fuck that. I can't read that. They wrote way too small on it. But we're gonna try it. When I opened this, it sounded like it was going to eat our souls. Yeah, like I cracked it and it just...
Harold, return to Zod.
I don't like that.
You don't like that?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if it's the oat milk or if it's the nitro part. I haven't done nitro yet.
Yeah, you've had one nitro before.
Have I?
Yes. And I remember you didn't like that one either.
So that might be the nitro.
It might be nitro. Nitro cold brew, I think, is better fresh because it's the way they pack it down.
Yeah.
So I think it's better fresh than it is canned, unless you are, used
Really
to canned.
I've also never had oat milk before, so...
No? Oh.
No, I've done cashew, which I fucking hate. And I've done almond, which almond's not bad.
I can't have almond.
Yeah, you can't have almond. No, I don't like cashew milk. It's fucking gross. I don't know. Something about it. I just really don't like the flavor of it.
Oh, okay.
And that's not the whole, I don't want to replace my milk thing, because I'll do almond milk. Almond milk's fine. I had pancakes with almond milk the other day.
Pancakes.
Panclonks. All right, let's pay some bills by talking about this new badass-looking tea.
So, over on geekgrowingcoffee.com, there's a link in our description to help you get toward that. There's a new tea. It is called Beyond the North Wall Ice Wine Tea, and the images that they've taken for it look rather Viking-ish and very nice. They promote a black tea with a fine... Sorry, my partner here just guzzled down the entire thing. Was it good as a chug?
Up until the aftertaste.
Okay.
I wanted to see, if what the problem was. Yeah, so it was the aftertaste.
Okay.
I have another drink that I'll be fine, so I'll stay refreshed. Refresh.
That's fine. It's just I wasn't expecting to glance over and you going.
I wanted to finish it because I really didn't like it, but I didn't want to waste it. And I was like, if it gets to room temperature, I'm definitely not going to finish it.
Okay. But even still, it says that it is fine black tea with grape skins. So a nice fruity blend on a black tea. I wouldn't mind trying this one. $14.99 minus our 20% discount code if you happen to use it, which is JUSTH20 at checkout. And remember, it's only for your first one, so order big if you're going to use it.
Now, are they doing anything special for today? Did we see any special codes up there?
No special codes. Just the right up at the top it says Instant Mother's Day gift, digital e-gift cards.
Oh, okay, that's kind of nice. So you can immediately, you can immediately send your mother a gift card for Geek Grand and tell her to use our discount code. So.
Well, no, because the people want to use them. There's a coupon code for gift cards, which is 20% off. I don't know if ours work.
I don't know.
I would say give it a shot first. Use our first. Support the show. Support indie developers.
But with that, happy Mother's Day, y'all.
Yes, happy Mother's Day. We are recording this on Mother's Day.
Yeah, we are live on Mother's Day. My mom had to work and I had to work, and so we didn't do anything. And
I worked the previous night and rolled over into today, and I had to sleep for this. And
so,
they have a new mug too. I didn't notice this. Heavy metal.
Heavy metal elements, black big mug.
I don't know what this is, but I like the portraits.
Click on the other image because it looks like we can see the other side. Interesting.
What is all this?
Click on the last one. It might tell us more. Heavy metal elements. I'm looking it up.
Like a comic? Okay,
that's giving me science facts about heavy metals.
Comic.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
I was bound to find a comic I didn't know anything about.
It is a really nice. I like all these little tiny portrait parts. I wouldn't mind more knowledge about it, but I know nothing. I know nothing. All right. So last week's movies.
We forgot to mention. Sorry.
But good news, we're going to mention them now.
It was our halfway to Halloween.
Yes. And someone felt a little insulted. And I guess
I'm not saying for sure. I'm saying she may have felt insulted when you said that she took it easy on you for Halloween, and so we watched some pretty major ones. Okay, really quick, back to the heavy metal thing since it's still up here. Heavy Metal is a comic that started in April, or magazine, however you want to look at it. It started in April of 1977, 44 years ago.
Wow.
The HM Communications for 1977 to 1992, the Metal Mammoth Inc. for 1992 to 2014, and then Heavy Metal Media from 2014 to present.
Okay.
So, interesting stuff, it looks like.
I'll do some glancing around.
You got robots killing robots. And
I like robots killing robots.
So, yeah, interesting. The publisher is David Irwin, and the founder is Leonard Mogel. 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 So it looks like they do about 6 per year. Cool.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, we did our halfway to Halloween, which we decided to do remakes of these movies first, so that when we eventually watch the originals, I was worried about doing the originals and then doing the remakes because I didn't want you going in with the mentality that a lot of people go in of, it's not going to outdo the original. Nothing outdoes the original. A lot of people do that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not trying to,
no,
put you down or anything.
I mean, The Hobbit did way better than the original.
The animated one?
Yeah.
Like,
the animated one had the music, had the atmosphere, but damn, was it slow.
Yeah. And the artwork was a little odd. But so we decided to do originals. Remakes first, and we'll eventually do the originals. But we did the first one was The Last House on the Left.
This one was pretty good. Yeah. I enjoyed it. It had brilliant pacing. The turnabouts. And yeah, you were right. They did not pull any punches. Mm-mm. They hit really hard and they kept hitting. I'm trying to remember the very last scene with the villain Krug.
Krug, because it's Kruger.
But I don't remember, like, I'm trying to remember how he died.
Microwave.
Ah, that's right. That's right. Okay, disregard. I remember.
It's a revenge story.
Both of these kind of are.
They both are, actually. Yeah, both movies are we get the victim moment, the moment of them being a victim, and then we get the revenge for the victims. This one being the parents seeking revenge.
Yes.
The other one being the victim seeking revenge. They have some very clever kills. The kills in this are different than the original, so there is that nice little bit where you get something different for each one.
Okay.
Some of the lines and deliveries are fucking amazing. Like when Krug's talking about one of the deaths, like, "Hey, you guys did a bang up job on my brother down there. He's really fucking dead."
He's really fucking dead.
And you've got one kill. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
And then you've got two more elaborate, brutal ones that I rather enjoy as revenge kills. The movie is a remake of a Wes Craven film. He's a producer on this one. He wrote and directed the original. It was his like step into like big time directing, step into horror, all that stuff, and is what led to his long, lovely career of just making us all piss ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, now it's sitting at a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb, a 43 on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics, and 52 from the audience. The audience give it a little bit more. 4.3 out of 5 on iTunes. Okay, and 86 from the Google users. So Google users
have you ever
high
seen
again.
iTunes?
Like the iTunes were like
as a
reviews. I don't think we've seen them on here before now.
That's interesting.
I mean, I know you can do it because you can buy movies and TV shows from iTunes.
Yeah, but we usually see like what's the other one?
Letterboxd.
Yeah, Letterboxd. That's
Common Sense Media.
Yeah,
Common Sense Media is always on the weird ones too. It's like, why would you put like? It's always like the horror movies and stuff. So I'm surprised we don't see it on this one.
Or even like something from Shudder, because Shudder has like an actual website that people can talk about.
The problem with Shudder's reviews is that everyone there loves horror movies, and so they'll take the shittiest horror movie and still say it's like 4 skulls out of 5, and it's like, guys, this movie was crap.
No,
but it's just because they all love horror, good or bad. They find those little kernels of good in it. Me and Lauren watched one called The House That Jack Built, and that was just fucking god awful. That was like the biggest waste of time I've ever had. And there's people that just applaud it because they're horror fans and they just think it's amazing.
Yeah, I still have yet to see the newer horror stuff because I've been so sheltered away from it that I'm just like, I don't want to see it. So I really still need to watch oh god, what's the one that was like big proclaim? One that you were also kind of jaded on watching.
I'm not sure because I'm kind of jaded on watching most modern day horror.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, most of the ones that come out in the last 3 years, I kind of may dig through.
Yeah, like I fell out of the Conjuring franchise like right after the first movie.
And then what is it? The Devil Calls to Me. What's
the new Conjuring? Yeah, the Devil Made Me Do It.
That's it.
That's the new one. So yeah, the first one I watched 2013, and then I didn't watch any of the sequels. I didn't watch Annabelle.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen what they make Annabelle look like in the movie?
The doll?
Yeah.
Not like the actual, from what I recall.
No, because the actual doll's a Raggedy Ann.
Yeah.
So Annabelle,
and they turned it into like a marionette doll or something.
Pull it up right now. There you go.
Yeah,
it's like a porcelain face. Like they made a creepy doll, which it's like, I understand you try to make it creepy and you probably can't get the rights to Raggedy Ann, but the real doll's a fucking Raggedy Ann doll. Insidious, I watched the first one. I didn't watch the sequels. Sinister, I watched the first one. I didn't watch the sequels, and that's kind of it for modern horror. I mean, I watched Host during quarantine. Mm-hmm. That was the one that was filmed in quarantine using iPhones, and released during quarantine. So that was really interesting. A couple and their friends made it. It's about people doing like a Zoom chat, and they're doing like some kind of ritual type of thing, modern day witch stuff. And
things happen.
Yeah, they like accidentally release some fucking demon or something that ends up wrecking them all.
Cool.
So
that actually seems like a really good premise. Like for easy to do, it seems pretty good to.
And I have a lot of respect because I like the the people that made the movie did a big like behind the scenes thing on their Twitters, showing like all the different things they did. And I just have to say, like they were really clever with how to make this shit while locked down with limited supplies. So
yeah, because I mean, if all you have are just your camera phones and just a little bit of time, but spread out, you can't hang out. So yeah, that would have been the best thing to do.
Yeah, and they did the iPhones instead of the webcams because they want the higher quality. So they like did this whole thing where it's this piece of wood that they drilled all these parts to that sits behind the laptop and holds the phone at about where the camera is,
like an inch above.
Yeah, so that they can record you and make it look like a webcam,
that.
But it's not shitty webcam quality. Because let's be honest, the webcams built into these things aren't fucking great.
Some the new MacBook Airs, yeah, they're same as the iPhones. So you just gotta kind of weigh the odds with laptops nowadays.
The problem is those laptops are expensive as shit. So I'm gonna break down the cast real quick for Last House.
Okay.
So we got Tony Goldwyn. He plays the dad. Biggest thing you guys probably know him from off the top of my head is he's the partner in Ghost. Then you got Monica Potter. I can't really think of anything for her. She's the mom. Oh, that's right. Along Came a Spider.
Oh, and Patch Adams.
Yeah.
She was in Con Air?
I think she's the wife he's going home to.
Oh.
Garrett Dillahunt. He is the dad of the other people, and he is the dad in Raising Hope. Aaron Paul, which everyone knows from Breaking Bad, because there's nobody like there.
He keeps getting away with this.
As I say, there isn't anybody that hasn't seen that show, I swear. Sarah Paxton, the only thing I know her from is when they recasted the Halloween Town girl.
Really?
The third Halloween Town movie. She's her. And then Ricky Lindholm, who does Garfunkel and Oates, and she's like Fozzie Bear's girlfriend in one of the Muppet things. Like, she does all this comedy, but here she is in this fucked up horror movie. What I find interesting is that you've actually got 2 comedians and a Disney person in this. So, but I actually really like this one, and I am a big fan of the original. So, like, comparing them both, like, they both do really well. What's interesting is Roger Ebert liked both of these, and applauded both of them.
He seemed to actually enjoy horror.
Well, and what's weird is the next movie, the original at least, he fucking hated and condemned it. Bless you. Saying it like glorifies violence and shit like that. I'm like, but you liked Last House on the Left, which is the same concept.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe he was just in a bad mood. But speaking of second movie, boop.
Well, we didn't do your reviews.
Oh, that's right.
What are you thinking?
Let me reopen close tab. There it is. They moved it. It used to be in the middle. So for Last House on the Left, I'll give it a stern 8. A very stern 8. It was very entertaining, very nice. Pacing was, as I said, pretty incredible. But I don't know. I know if I saw this on and there was other things around, I'd probably overlook it. Just because I feel like it's a one and done. I don't feel like I would need to re-see it if someone hasn't seen it.
Not even with like the really good effects for the death scenes. Because like that's one of those things. Like I love to go back and watch things with practical effects. Because I really like to take the effects in. Like, I was watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood again. And they've got a scene where they're showing a scene from the main character. The main character's an actor. So they're showing a scene from one of his movies where his character uses a flamethrower on a bunch of Nazis. And I didn't realize it watching it the first time in theaters on a giant fucking screen. But I realized it watching it at home on my tiny screen in broad daylight. You can see the masks the actors are wearing to protect their faces from the fire. Yeah. So it's always interesting for me to go back and just watch the practical effects and see what you catch. So that's what I do with like horror movies. So that's not something that draws you back to watch something, even if you've got like that you've had the whole story on.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Like it depends on what else is around. If it's the best of the options, yeah, sure. But I with how I don't want to say. I'll put it like this: with how jarring the second or third main scene is, I really wouldn't go out of my way to,
Okay.
But if it's like the latter half of the movie, yeah, sure.
Okay.
You know,
so it's the triggering event.
Yes.
Okay. Would you suggest the film to anyone? Like, think people should give it a shot?
Sure, yeah. I
Just
definitely
trigger
would.
warning on it.
Yeah, trigger warning on it. It does have some very
It's got a very aggressive rape scene.
Yes.
So, and that's
because you
a
had,
setup
was that
for
the
the revenge.
Was that the original? Was this the original one?
The original one does the same thing.
Okay, but that's the one that you were telling me about.
Yeah, like the actors afterwards, like they broke for lunch and they all went and sat by themselves.
Yeah,
and didn't do anything. The original has the tagline on the posters on the opening before the movie when you're in the theaters. That's telling you if you start to panic or have trouble breathing, you need to just repeat to yourself, "It's only a movie. It's only a movie."
That's where that came from.
Only a movie.
Yeah. I've heard that before. I just didn't know the origination of it.
Yeah, so it's the original Last House on the Left. I love those little things like the original Black Christmas. Theirs was if this movie doesn't make your skin crawl, it's on too tight. Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good fucking tagline.
So,
and we saw the original Black Christmas.
I think so. Yeah. Really quick, you can leave us, but on your go real quick. I just want to see. Let's find a bad review real quick. Let's see what people.
While you do that, I'm gonna have
the new house tries to sustain a grave, heavy sense of threat. It fails through its villainy. I don't know what any of that meant.
I mean, you got Jesse Pinkman who yells at the top of his lungs for 2 whole minutes in a very good scene. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Violence displayed for its own sake without a coherent dramatic development. But
I don't think you're watching the same movie.
Yeah, because it literally does all of that. All right. 37 years ago, Wes Craven's The Last House on the Left was groundbreaking in its use of sadistic violence. Today, it's just brutal business as usual. So because you are desensitized from watching shit horror, this is this movie's fault?
And Wes Craven's not really shit horror, so that's not...
Well, I'm not saying Wes.
No, but you're saying just in general?
Yeah.
And then again, if it's status quo, don't be mad at status quo. Never ever be mad at status quo unless it's boring. If it's boring and mundane, sure, but it's not boring and mundane. So get off your high horse. Last House on the Left is perhaps seen as a reminder of why remakes of classic horror films almost always fail.
I mean, they almost always do, but I thought this one did very well.
I mean, there's a few that I know offhand. Ring to Ring Ooh, that one I can say is a little.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street. But then again, you have the good ones like Halloween, Hills Have Eyes. Like you have the heres and theirs that do a little. I wouldn't say better, but can be on par. Yeah, they can be on par with the originals. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I don't like any of the remakes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't mind. Okay.
No, they weren't as scary.
No, I will admit they weren't like for their time as scary, but it was good looking.
Yeah. I feel like they dialed back at the wrong spots on those and went harder on the other spots. If you go back and watch the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you'd actually be surprised how little blood you see.
Really?
Yeah, there's actually not a lot of blood in that movie. For instance, the scene where he kills the guy in the hallway when he hits him in the head and the guy's twitching around on the ground and he hits him again. They don't use any blood in that scene.
It's just good camera angles.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the concept behind the movie, and this is something that we got Spidey's phone. No. This is something that I think is one of the reasons why the original why the original Texas Chainsaw is such a difference compared to the remake. Yeah. Is Toby Hooper talks about it, that the concept with the movie is there's not really a soundtrack or film score to it. You're kind of just hearing the environment and you're just kind of hearing what's around, because he wanted you to feel like you were in a slaughterhouse just like the animals. Just hearing the noises around you and stuff, because they have that whole thing about at the beginning. They even talk about the whole like twitching thing, which then we see with the guy that gets hit with the hammer. These people are the animals in the slaughterhouse. Oh. And you're with them and you're hearing that, you're experiencing all that. And you've got the scene where she's pushing the guy in the wheelchair through the woods, and he just goes, "Stop, wait, do you hear that?" And before you can even like adjust to listen what he's listening at, you got Leatherface coming out with a fucking chainsaw and just going full blown sand people on him. You know. So I think that's one of the big differences with the originals versus the remakes.
Right.
I do like Last House on the Left, and I'm a huge Wes Craven fan. People Under the Stairs, Serpent in the Rainbow, Scream. I mean, he's the director. The original Nightmare, all kinds of shit. I mean, I love Wes's directing. When he passed, that was one of the ones where I was like, who's gonna make horror movies now? You know, like I was just immediately like, I told my mom too, because my mom's a huge Wes fan. Like I told her, I was like, Wes passed away, and she went, who's gonna make things scary? So, now the next movie is another remake. This is I Spit on Your Grave.
That has a lot of sequels.
So it's interesting. So there's I Spit on Your Grave, the original,
Mm-hmm.
which didn't get a sequel until 2019, which is called I Spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu.
Boop.
No, that's not it.
Okay, well, I was about to say there's I Spit on Your Grave 2.
No, it's this one over here, 2019.
Okay.
So that's the sequel to the original.
Okay.
So that came out in 2019. Then you've got I Spit on Your Grave, which was 2010, which is the remake, and its sequel in 2013, and its sequel in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this one comes based off of slightly true stuff. The guy that wrote it was driving down the road when a woman came out of the woods, mostly naked and beaten. He rescued her, took her to the police, and rather than getting her help, the police started asking her all kinds of fucking questions and shit. And so he basically told the cop to fuck off and took her to the hospital. And he went on to write this.
I mean, yeah, it's not a bad story. It's just very simplistic. This one's a little bit more simple than Last House on the Left.
Yeah.
Because Last House on the Left, at least you have character building. You have
the twist of, are they going to find out? How are they going to find out?
Yeah. And are they too secluded? They can't get a cell phone signal. So, of course, this is going to be like a home invasion that they've already let in, you know? And then, meanwhile, I Spit on Your Grave is kind of, they can just get in. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah. I think the one thing I didn't like about I Spit on Your Grave was, or actually, I guess it's two parts. There's a character death in this that was unneeded. The cabin owner.
Oh, yeah.
That was sad. And then you get all the levels of the revenge except for one. One of the people that she's getting revenge on has a wife and kid, and they get close to finding out, but they never actually find out what he did. And I really wanted that.
You wanted them to.
I wanted the mother or the wife to know what her husband was and what he did.
And then it just fell through, and then it kind of cut scene. But yeah, I never really thought of that until just now.
Yeah, that was the one. I mean, she could still go back and tell him, I guess. But...
Yeah, I guess.
This one has another very triggering scene, kind of a long thing, because like shit goes down and then it kind of calms down for a bit, and you're given like a false sense of hope, and then shit goes down again, and that's when it gets real rough. So another triggering thing. This is another revenge story based off of someone being raped, and her revenge is actually very interesting in that they all match what they did to her.
Yeah.
Another one with great effects, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh, the practical effects in this was stellar, phenomenal. The only thing that was a bit wonky was during one of them there was CG crows, but I get it. Yeah. Crows are not easy to train, and
they're a little too smart for it because they're kind of like, "What you want me to do? No, I ain't doing it. Fuck you.
I can get food if I do that, but do I want to do that?"
You know,
let me reiterate a statement here. I can get that for free. Bye.
Yeah, pretty much. Crows are interesting.
Crows are very interesting. They're if you have two crows and two pieces of food, and one crow eats both pieces of food and leaves the other one hungry, the other one will hold a grudge forever.
Yeah, crows hold grudges against people too.
Yeah,
that's a whole fucking thing.
Like, it is pretty funny. But moving on, I Spit on Your Grave kind of does a lot of really good practical effects. Each of the death scenes for all the homies, yeah, all of them are great.
Yeah, I think my favorite's probably the lie.
Oh, the lie is pretty good.
Yeah,
the lie was really good.
I liked the one that's tied up. She gets the hedge clippers.
Oh yeah,
that one was good. But it's not as aggressive, I guess, as the lie. because the lie, like,
Speak for yourself, homie.
I know.
Speak for yourself, homie.
yeah, I get it, but I mean, you're gonna go into shock and then from blood loss and everything, and that's gonna be it, you know.
But it
the lie,
sucks.
with the lie, he kept pulling himself out of it and keeping himself out of it, and like holding himself out of it for as long as he could until his muscles gave out and he was back into that pain, which then make him shock back up and see he's got his muscles burning. There's a lot of work going into that one. So we'll eventually watch the remakes of these, but let's talk about the originals of these. But let's talk about the
ratings.
The ratings on this, yeah.
6.3 out of 10 on IMDb, 32% on Rotten Tomatoes from the reviewers, 4.1 out of 5 on Vudu, and 85% on Google users.
Now, what I find interesting about the Vudu thing is that's actually where we watched it because it was free on there.
Mm-hmm. So I'm actually very glad to see that on there. Then, I would probably throw this at about the same, an 80. It did nothing wrong. The practical effects were fine, but story was a little here and there with it. And I'm, of course, once again, I would probably watch the latter half. The first half,
yeah,
I would never go into.
You're all for the revenge part of it, and I fully understand that mentality of like, I want to see her get her revenge. I don't want to see what happens to her. Yeah. I understand that.
Yeah.
So it's also sitting at a 47 from the audience, so it is lower from.
It had a budget of $2 million, only made a little under 600,000.
Yeah,
so
according to Rotten Tomatoes, it made 92.4 thousand. So,
well, probably
that says 600,000. So I'm not sure.
So in short, it was not a success at all. So probably a few critics might have had a pre-screening and warned people about it because people don't like watching these kinds of movies. I've noticed. So I understand why, but I mean, it doesn't take away from the revenge or the good practical effects or even the screenwriter. You know, there's a lot of things that are put into a movie of this, I don't want to call it caliber, but of this style. And you just kind of have to acknowledge it. You know, it's not great to watch, but it's cinema, you know. There are tragedies in cinema, and you got to deal with it.
I mean, I'm looking through a lot of the reviews, and a lot of the bad reviews is that people they have issue with the violence.
Yeah.
Although this one right here, any semblance of moral justification in this film falls completely flat. You don't think she was justified?
I mean, there is literally moral justification with each and every kill that she got back. So,
I also hate reviews like this. I advise you avoid this film like the plague.
I mean, some people just don't. I mean, I can see why they would say that.
Because, yeah, but tell me why I should.
Yeah,
you know,
give you a reason. Yeah.
Furthermore, the plague's curable now. I
mean, most of them are. Yeah.
While I Spit on Your Grave is very aware of how men relate to each other. However, it has virtually nothing to say about how women interact. Its vision on female and indeed feminist empowerment is entirely individual. I'm not entirely sure I understand your review.
People want to hate things. I don't know. I mean, you have to admit that how many user reviews on that?
Well, those were
critics,
critic reviews.
I know, but how many user reviews?
Over 10,000.
Yeah. So half the people liked it, half the people didn't. Mm-hmm. Like it's a niche.
I fully understand not liking it because you have issues with the material.
Fine.
Because you can't look at it and whatnot.
Yeah.
However, I your personal issues of what you can stomach is not the movie's fault.
Okay, yeah, that I will concur with.
Yeah. So, but tonight we decided to kind of turn things more towards comedy. So it was my night to pick movies, and I wanted to take us to comedy, but I also wanted to kind of touch on one of your favorite actors of all time.
Yes.
And so we were going to do Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights, 2 Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson movies. And hopefully one day we will get Shanghai Dawn like they keep promising us.
Wow.
You said that you've only seen a couple scenes from Noon, and that's it?
Yeah, I've never
Noon's my favorite out of the two.
Okay.
It has one of my favorite lines in it. You said, what shirt don't break, not piss shirt bend bars.
Okay, sometimes I'm gonna really enjoy this movie, aren't I?
The first one's a lot of fun. The second one's fun. My personal, we'll get more into this next week, but my personal issue with the second one is they focus too much on the world and not enough on the characters, because the characters were just in the world before, but now it's like the world is affecting the characters of the sequel, and I'm like, that's not what I came here for.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's still an enjoyable movie. Okay. We won't get too far into that.
Okay.
Let's move into the news.
All right. I like this game. It's called Remnant from the Ashes, and it's all about weird eldritch horrors and guns and interesting makeshift weapons.
And I didn't get past the tutorial.
Really?
Yeah.
It
was a little buggy.
It's a little glitchy, I will admit.
It wasn't very pretty.
But maybe what you're about to talk about might make it better.
Remnant from the Ashes gets free PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X upgrades. Patch delivers 4K resolution and 60 frames per second.
So there you go.
Yeah. So it's survival horror from 2019, so it's relatively new still. The update is coming on the 13th, so we're only a few days away. So it says PlayStation 5 and Xbox X owners will be able to play it with 4K, 30 frames per second, or 1080p resolution with 60 frames per second. The Series S owners only get the 1080p 60 frames option, though. They don't get the 4K because it's a smaller console.
That's fine.
Also on the 13th, it will be available on Xbox Game Pass for PC.
Oh,
yeah.
Very nice.
The PC version of the game has crossplay supported for the Xbox One and the Series X.
I'm happy for that, actually.
This was actually considered one of the 50 best games by Polygon for 2019. It received 2 DLCs in April and August of 2020. And in March of this year, was offered with the PlayStation Plus subscription. So it's definitely, made some moves. They described it as Dark Souls with guns.
Yeah. I mean, that's Bloodborne, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fun time, and having it on Game Pass definitely does make it a lot better. It's a great co-op adventure if you're happening to want to go through it. The only downside is it is Dark Souls, where you do a part up until a boss, you defeat the boss, you say bye to your friends for a little bit, go and do something on your own that you have to do because it's story related, and then just after that, oh hey, hi again, friend, and go through it again.
I think my issue, because I'm looking at this and I'm like, this doesn't look like the game I played. I think the issue was that the tutorial stuff at the beginning was rather boring. The world felt so fucking empty, and not in like the hopeless humanity is destroyed empty, but like oh hey look, there's a monster in a small space to work through. They didn't really decorate anything. They didn't really put any elements into this. It was bland.
Okay, the very first area you go through is like this urban landscape that you can go in a few buildings that aren't caved in, and there's these shambling like shadow stalky creatures that are kind of minding themselves, but as soon as they notice you, you get those that howl and get them toward you, and then all of a sudden you have to fight or flight. I will admit the tutorial is a little bare, and I wish they had taught you a little bit more in it. But as soon as you're done with the tutorial, it gets a little bit better. And then after the second boss, it gets a lot better. You begin going underground, and you begin running into actually some really tough spots. Weapons are aplenty. Like even from the get-go, weapons are actually kind of varied. Upgrades are pretty scarce, but they, just like Dark Souls, you get better as you progress. You get better materials and all that. I can see why this game is compared to Dark Souls. I can see the comparisons, and I love all the scenery. That Eldritch is always my go-to. I'm happy to see that it's just desserts.
So this is from the people over at Gunfire Games.
Yes.
Their other games
and Perfect World, if I'm not mistaken.
Not sure on that one. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying I'm not sure. Okay. And so other games from Gunfire Games would be Chronos Before the Ashes, which sounds like some kind of prequel or something for Remnant. I'll look into that in a second. Darksiders 2 and Darksiders 3.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the bottom.
From Other Sons, Chronos VR, Dead and Buried, and Herobound Spirit Champion.
Interesting. I've never heard of any of those except for Darksiders 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Remnant.
Chronos Before the Ash. Chronos Before the Ash is an atmospheric RPG that chronicles the hero's lifelong quest to save their homeland from a great evil. Grow wiser, stronger, and more powerful as you explore the depths of the mysterious labyrinth. But beware, the labyrinth takes a heavy toll. Each time the hero dies, they lose a year of their life.
That's fucking cool.
It is a prequel to the 2019 hit game Remnant from the Ashes. Originally released exclusively on the Oculus Rift, Chronos was named Game Informer's VR Game of the Year and is now coming to other platforms this December. It depends on when this was written.
I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah, they released it on VR back in like 2016, it looks like, and now they've done a.
We did talk about
release.
this. We did talk about this, where every time you die, you get a little bit of that scruffy beard for the male. And you're just like, it just looks like just facial stuff.
But looks interesting.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah. I want to know more about Dead and Buried.
Dead and Buried. Let's look at Dead and Buried. Looks kind of cutesy.
Oh,
it's another VR.
It seems like they do a couple of VR.
That looks kind of like fun. That looks like a fun VR though. It's looking like a gunslinger, bar brawling type of thing.
Is that a fucking grenade launcher?
Yeah, but it's also like
That's kind
a
of
spirit world where things are a little disconnected.
Oh,
Sniper
I've
rifle.
always been a fan of sniper rifles in VR, just because having a scope, have a viewed topic that you have to bring up,
Bow and arrow.
it's so nice.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm okay with that.
That looks fun.
Yeah.
Oops. I think these all come out for the Oculus though, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
And then their other ones are from Other Sons,
And Hero Bound.
and Herobound. Yeah.
Huh.
So, company that seems to be getting their shit going pretty strong. I mean, you had a game that fucking killed it, and you've got the prequel for it that seems to be doing all right.
Yeah.
So,
Boop. Okay. So, for those who don't know, I really like D&D. And with D&D, I really like Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter, Waterdeep, the entire Sword Coast. I'm happy to see that Baldur's Gate is getting its just desserts, but I want to see more around Baldur's Gate.
Mhm.
Like, we're getting Baldur's Gate 3, we're getting the new Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance remake, all this is that. What's this that you pulled up, though?
This is Baldur's Gate's Dark Alliance. It's being re-released. So this is coming from Interplay and Wizards of the Coast. They've announced that the PlayStation 2 original Xbox era action RPG is being re-released on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and Nintendo Switch 2 days ago.
Oh!
So it is available for digital. It is available on digital storefronts for $29.99. This is just a re-release. This is not a remake or a re-render. This is just the original game. I think it might be backwards compatible on Xbox, but I'm not entirely sure.
I didn't worry about that. I really might. Boop. Is this the original? Let's find out.
Mhm.
It sure fucking is.
$29.99.
No, fuck out of here. Oh man. Oh man. I love the 3.5 edition of Dungeons & Dragons, and this would be a good throwback to it because it's a little bit more forward thinking. Oh man, I'll think about it. But speaking of Dungeons & Dragons, boop.
I'm checking something real quick. I want to see.
Oh,
Is this
okay.
backwards compatible or is it just?
Whoa, what do you mean? Like,
I'm wondering if it's just a re-release or if they're allowing backwards compatibility.
Xbox Series X and One.
Well, yeah, because you're buying. That's the digital.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if the original, if I have
Oh, the disc?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm checking their list real quick, which will be relatively easy considering Baldur's Gate B. If the list would load, thank you. Damn thing. Original Xbox, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the list would load.
If I had one.
If I had one. Seriously, what is going on with Xbox's website? There it goes. Damn thing. Oh yeah, we're getting Psychonauts on Game Pass.
Yeah, I saw. It's the re-release too. So it's 1080 and all that.
Nice.
I'm happy to see. I like Psychonauts.
It wasn't the biggest fan. My brother was a huge fan. Okay, it does not look like it's on the backwards compatibility list.
So,
because my thought process was like, if someone's got an old copy, dust that bitch off. But it looks like this is purely a financial thing.
damn.
Oh wells.
I mean, it's a good game.
Yeah,
if you-
$30.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Especially for what could potentially be 60 plus hours for an original Xbox game. You very rarely saw that.
Mhm.
Like, I think the only other few that I can name offhand are probably like Jade Empire, KOTOR.
Now, is this one I can jump in on, or should I start with Baldur's Gate?
No, this is one you can hop in on.
Okay. So I've
it's
never
a-
played any of the Baldur's Gate games.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 1 is very, very dated, very slow. Baldur's Gate 2, I've dabbled in, I don't want to say recently, but over the last 6 months. And then I slid over to Icewind Dale. Icewind Dale is slow. And then I slid over to Neverwinter.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy Neverwinter. Neverwinter's a little bit quicker. It's much faster paced combat, even though it's the same thing you're used to, which is 3.5 combat. But instead of it doing like turn based, you can do turn based, but it turns up the speed so that we're not sitting there going, he's got this on him, he can handle my cleave, yada yada, I cast this spell, oh man, it's going to take another turn, I have to wait for the whole round of initiative. No, it condenses it down much sooner. Dark Alliance does that as well, but to a more simplified degree. I like the way that whoever worked this one out, they kept it very solidified.
Interplay.
Yeah. And then you have Baldur's Gate 1 and 2.
The enhanced editions are available on Xbox for 50.
For what, 50? Yeah.
Yeah, 50 for the 2 games.
I would recommend it for playing 2. 1, as it is a bit slow, but it's good story. Very good story for into the Sword Coast and having the acknowledgement. I think 1 has you also going to like other cities, which is always good. And I think it even has a expansion that goes south to like Kalimshan. Don't quote me on that.
Cool.
Kalimshan's a nice place.
Well, if you join into that D&D, but you want to play by yourself, Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate 3 just got a another alpha patch. So for those
Is
who
that
have it on,
still PC only?
there when it's all done, it's gonna move right over.
But when's that gonna be?
Probably April of next year. They said we'll try for it, but they're not making any promises. It's gonna be a good game.
No, it looks amazing.
Yeah, from what I watched on a Twitch stream, I was there for it.
Yeah,
it looked so
It's a
spectacular.
fucking gorgeous game.
And it's got all the 5e rules, so it'll even teach you how to play the dice rolling game. So yeah,
Nice.
but so
More D&D.
more D&D, and Magic the Gathering.
I know
So
nothing.
the Wizards Summer of Legend has been kind of rolling out with, of course, more Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance. The remake, they had a trailer for that pass through not too long ago.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me on a good day. It's fine. It does nothing too out of the ordinary for it. Let me. It looks good.
That's you.
That is me too. All of this is me. I have multiple bodies.
Not that. His hat was too cool.
It's,
His hat's goofy. So that's you.
yeah. It's fine. You know.
I mean, it looks fun.
It looks fun. It's more jokey joke.
Mm-hmm.
You get to play as Driz Jordan. Oh god, what is the dwarf's name? I don't remember the dwarf's name, but they're old legends.
Dorvington.
Dorvington. Ulfgar.
Of Dorville.
Sure. It's a fun time.
This looks fun. What is this available on?
It's gonna be available on everything.
Nice.
And the only thing I'm really concerned about is it's going to be an arena fighter and nothing more. Like it has skill trees. I saw them and I was like, I'm here for that too, because you with Drist, the Drow, you actually get to pick between two routes, the Ranger route or the Rogue route, because you have Salvador's writing calling him more Ranger, but then you have people going, but he's more rogue-like because he does all the shadow stalky. I mean, you get to choose it somewhat. It's like Gloomstalker-ish. It's interesting. I'm into it. When is it? June 22nd, 2021. But then going over to the Magic the Gathering side, you get Modern Horizons Set 2 and some really beautiful dual land cards. I'm always happy for multiple land cards.
Now, I look at these and it's like, the Mesa, the Flats, Rainforest, Tarn, and Catacombs. And I'm not entirely sure how any of this works.
Oh, okay. I'll just pass that. That's fine. I'm sorry, you were saying?
How does the land stuff work?
Okay.
It's like it actually affects the card?
So, let's say I have a hand, and I have 2 land cards. You can only play one. What?
You said a hand.
Yes. You plop down a land card. You can only play one per turn unless there's something that's specific.
Okay.
You tap it, which you turn to the side, and you can do it once per turn. At the very beginning of your turn, you can untap them, and then you draw your card, play as normal. But when you tap it, it basically adds 1 to your mana pool. So let's say you have one of these Misty Rainforests. It can add either a green or a blue. Okay. And with that, we're going to go down to hopefully a card that's in this set soon. Please. Thank you. So this is colorless. So this is Plains.
Okay.
So let's say I have a Plains. I plop that down, tap it. I need 4 or 3 because it requires 2 Plains and 1 of any other mana.
Okay.
So I would need 3. So I would take about 3 turns unless I have something that allows me to play more lands.
Gotcha.
So I tap 3. I would play the Sanctum, and then I can do whatever it says on their card. Now there's chains, there's reactions, there's a whole slew of things that can keep.
But essentially, they're making a battlefield that works for the cards you're using to produce the mana you need.
That is correct.
Okay.
And then with the land cards, as I said, at the beginning of the turn, you can untap them and then retap them again for more cards out in the field, more creatures, more artifacts, more equipment, more even more land, because you can sacrifice 1 land to get a better land out there. You know, it's an interesting game, very interesting, very stellar, and I'm glad to see Magic the Gathering and Dungeons & Dragons, considering they're both owned by Wizards, kind of collide. And they've done so before with Ravnica, with Theros, with Kaladesh, with... God, there's so many crossovers now that I'm actually losing it.
I mean, you've got D&D crossovers. You've got Walking Dead crossovers. You've got Godzilla crossovers.
Go Godzilla. Yes.
So, like, it's a really interesting thing to see how a little bit of everything seems to tap into this. Yeah. Now we saw, as you scroll by, there was a couple new boxes. We got the new lands. We got a few other new cards, but they've got artwork for a lot of these, and some of this artwork is just amazing to me.
Yeah. Urza, which is one of the great mage philosophers, he now has something called Urza's Saga. And Saga cards were kind of a thing back in the day, but it basically has 3 tiers that go through. And I don't know how they work, not yet. But what I'm gathering is that they have 3 abilities, and you get to choose from those abilities when you tap. So you either tap and you add colorless energy or plains energy, or you pay 2 or pay something and then sacrifice the card. It's got a lot of different things. Read into it. It's on Wizards' website, and holy cow, there is a lot of stuff here. There's even more to it on the backside of that card. Like, there is a lot to try and figure out with Urza's Saga. Jesus. And then we go down further. We see all of the
Forgotten
Realms stuff. I fucking love Faerun. I love Faerun. The artwork is amazing as usual. You get your basic lands, no dual color lands as of right now.
I love that the forest is just a bunch of dildo-shaped buildings.
And they showed a couple cards, such as Portable Hole, which is a magic item, Power Word Kill, which is an interesting spell that is very specific. Destroy target non-angel, non-demon, non-devil, non-dragon creature.
Mm-hmm.
So it only affects Aberration, Eldrazi, human, elf.
Well, it's kind of like when you're fighting some of the enemies in D&D, and it's like, all right, I do this attack, doesn't do anything. I do this attack, doesn't do anything. I do this attack, doesn't do anything. The fuck? This guy's immune to everything, and it's always something stupid that he's not immune to.
And then they've introduced halflings into the world by having a prosperous innkeeper that adds health every time you add a creature to the battlefield. So I'm like, that's
pretty
kinda,
cool.
Yeah. And of course, a Portable Hole just exiles things because where do they go?
Kanaja.
Yes. And then, of course, you've got the great 5-headed Hydra of all of the regular colorized dragons.
How many heads do you prefer your Hydras to have?
5.
Okay.
I mean, it starts off with 3 usually, but I mean, that number can change drastically.
Yeah, look what happened with Hercules.
Yeah.
King Ghidorah stayed with just the 3, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he stays with 3. Yeah. And then there's a beautiful... this is a full art, but with the full art, it also has holographic.
Ooh.
So we're seeing just a plain Jane flat
Boring
image
version.
Yeah, but
It's actually not boring, but
oh no, it is not. But think of that with like a nice stylized texture too, like a nice little ripple effect.
Is each head a different element?
That is correct.
Okay.
And damn, it is an amazing creature in D&D. It is an amazing card. It is beautiful. I am here for it. Here we see a blank Beholder card that's still in the works.
It's a really nasty looking Beholder, too.
It doesn't look like it is Xanathar, because Xanathar has a giant monocle for his middle eye. So it doesn't look like Xanathar. It might be his brother that lives up in Icewind Dale. But I don't know. Maybe things happen, or I don't even know if they're running with that narrative. Hard to say. But the packs look really good. They look like standardized Magic the Gathering packs, but with beautiful artwork on the front.
Mm-hmm.
I might buy a couple just to open them up. I don't think I'm gonna get back into Magic. I just kind of want to collect them.
Yeah, it might be nice just to have a collection. And probably open them for a stream or for a TikTok video or something.
Oh, Vorpals. Oh, I didn't see these. I didn't go far enough. So a original card here, regular holographic, and then alternative art here. They all look beautiful. Equipped creature gets 2/0 and has Death Touch, and if you pay what looks to be 8 mana, 3 of which need to be swamp. Until the end of turn, Vorpal Sword gains whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player that...
You okay?
Yeah, whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game.
Oh, that's kind of fucked.
So you need to block. That is fucking ridiculous. And it's cheap. All you need to do is get that card out using 1, equip using 2, but that you could just start building on that. Hopefully have something that has flying or intangible. Holy shit! And then it's like, block me. Or trample. If it has trample, holy shit, that instant wins. Well, my brain just exploded. I can't do this. I don't want to do this anymore.
you gotta do it smaller, because first of all, I just tweeted that we're talking about this. Secondly, you gotta keep explaining shit to me, because I've played card games. I've played Pokemon, which arguably is a more simple version of card games, like these kinds of card games. I'm not trying to offend anyone when I say that, but then I've played Hearthstone, and I've played Gwent. So I kind of get the concept. I get the concept of using cards that can trigger other cards and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So go back to the swords.
Vorpals?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So how exactly do I use this card? Like, I understand, I can read the card and see what it does, but what do I got to do to use a Vorpal sword?
Okay, so
which is just a fun word.
Yeah, Vorpal.
Vorpal.
Okay,
I like the red one.
Let's say you have it in your hand and you have a creature out in the field.
Okay.
Or let's say even if you don't,
okay,
but you have one and you're like, I want the equipment out because certain artifacts and equipments, if you're running up against a blue deck, you have a chance for your equipment to be destroyed or for them to be unusable.
Okay.
So you're kind of having to think, what color deck do they have? What can that affect me? Red decks are burns, more than likely. Green decks are usually summon creatures. Swamps are usually halt or peel, very slow peeling. And then blue is mostly shutdown. And then plains is kind of a mix of everything with a little bit of going around because they usually have like the flyers and whatnot. So they're usually more tactile. Blue is my turn. My turn. No. No, my turn. Flip over a card. My turn. They control.
I'm sorry. Did you want to play today?
Yeah. Oh God!
I didn't realize.
When I think we were doing a round table. Socks, myself, and Goon were all playing, and Goon just kept having a turn, and I clicked forfeit. I was like, I'm not gonna sit here and listen to a single player game.
I mean, I'm looking, and they've got a mobile version.
Yeah. Oh yes.
So I might,
and it is always up to date. Whenever the cards are on release, not pre-release, on release, unless you have a code. All the cards drop, and then anything you've earned in-game you can use toward packs, you basically get that.
Well, they also have a really cool
League
weekend. Yeah. Okay. I mean, not that I think I, could ever, but...
believe it or not, any base set you get right now is actually still pretty good. Like, you can go out right now, get yourself one of those Kaladesh solo color boxes, and you'd be pretty good. You wouldn't be... Would you make it in the top 20 of a tournament? Sure, if you drew the right hand at the right time. Fine, sure, good, great. But if you're going up against like heavy-handed people who would be like, I know if I get this hand, I win. You have people who will draw their hand, do a mulligan, draw again, and then be like, I forfeit. Because their hand either has no base start mana or... they just got a bad hand.
I think the reason why I do okay with Gwent is it's essentially math.
Yeah.
Same thing with like I can play a decent game of I'm spacing on the name. Card game in Star Wars.
I have no clue.
I'm a bad nerd.
I'm also a bad nerd, but that's fine. Like, I'm D&D, you're Star Wars. That's kind of how it is.
The problem is like I'm kind of a little of everything, and so my brain fucking breaks.
Sure. But while you're dabbling on that, I'm going to continue with the Vorpal sword.
Yeah, continue with the Vorpal sword. Sorry.
So let's say you put down your 1 mana, your 1 swamp mana, you tap it, and you get to play out Vorpal sword. Cool. Okay, next turn, let's say you didn't get any creatures out in the field. You're like, shit, but I have another mana. You put down your second mana after already untapping it. You tap both. You can equip it to something, but you don't have anything out. And you're like, well, shit. So let's say you go ahead and tap it, play, something else. Play another artifact or something. Third turn, you draw. Oh, hey, you got a creature. You tap whatever mana you have out, plop out the creature. With that, you already tapped. You cannot equip that card to that creature because it has an equip cost right down here.
Okay.
So, next turn. Let's say the creature survives, you take face damage. Cool. Next turn, you untap, draw your card. Tap 2 to equip that card to that. Cool. Now it has +2 attack, no health, no extra health. And now has Death Touch, where anything, if it hits a creature, it leeches the life.
Okay.
So, let's say it does 4 damage total. I get 4 health. That's cool. That's great. So, okay. Let's say a few more turns in, I've played a lot more mana, and I have 8 mana total. I tap all 8, and I go, that Vorpal Sword now has, whenever it deals damage to a player. he has no creatures out. I attack face. I instantly win.
Gotcha.
Or I attack face. Let's say he does have a blocker. He blocks with it. If my creature has something called trample, it goes through that creature. If there is anything excess, so if it has 1 extra damage and it deals it to that player, I win anyways.
Okay.
Because the verbiage on Magic the Gathering cards are so specific. Because it says whenever a quick creature deals combat damage, which also counts through blocking, to a player, that player loses the game.
So now, if you're playing online, obviously it's going to keep track of it for you.
Yes.
But if you're playing physical, how do you track your mana?
Your mana is just whatever you have on your field. Because it's whatever you tap at one time. You usually would... For newcomers, they usually call out. For more experience, they watch their opponent tap the mana.
Okay.
So it's like I'll tap 3. So let's say there's 3 cards here that I just moved, and then slap down something. So for the rookies, I'll be like, I tap 3.
Gotcha. Now, can you tap any cards?
There are certain cards that allow for tapping. If you whenever you attack with a creature, you tap it, and tapping is basically use. That's basically the best way of really putting it.
Okay.
There's more to tapping than that, but that's the gist of it. Now, there's a blue deck called You Can't Tap This, where after they're done, let's say I tapped everything on my side of the field. Okay, it's my turn. I put down a card I think called Unrestricted Contingency, where next turn, when you untap everything before drawing your card, you cannot untap. So now everything on your side of the field, unusable.
Okay.
So blue decks are
a bitch.
A little bit, but there are things like Counterspell. Let's say you have a half blue, half black deck that has Counterspell, and you're like, okay, I still have 2 mana. I tap that. I play Counterspell. I counter that spell. Then, of course, it comes back over to the blue user who's like, well, I tap 1 and I cast Dispel, where any spell card that is cast in a reaction, I can get rid of that. And then it goes back over to the other side. Do you have anything on that one? Yeah, I'll tap the creature that I had. And it's literally just a back and forth if you get enough out there.
Gotcha. So I'll give the online version a shot. I'm not going to go out and buy a deck of cards. The only deck of cards I'd probably go out and buy would be the Kaiju ones, just to own them.
Oh, yeah. From the Secret Lair?
Is that what it was when they did the Godzilla crossover?
Yeah.
Okay. Just to own those. But I'll give the online one a shot just to see if I can kind of wrap my head around it and get an understanding. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I never saw the King Ghidorah card. How much is this? $83 for King Ghidorah. No, I'm good. I wouldn't mind the foil version for 156 neither, but look how pretty he is.
They did really good with those cards.
Oh yeah, they
did.
did.
Are really nice.
Yeah.
I like I would never buy it, but I like that someone's gone through and they've gone through and done the nice box with the.
Oh, that's
set.
actually the standard box. This is the box they come.
That one that's open for $260.
I think this is the standard box it comes with.
Ultimate Edition.
Yep. This is the standard one.
Okay, but why is that one $260 but the other one's like $70?
Because I think this one's the Ultimate Edition where it's the land cards that are super expensive.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Secret Lair does a lot of good cards, but damn, they're a little pricey.
So they did the Walking Dead ones.
Yeah, there's the Walking Dead one.
I remember we covered the Walking Dead ones, and you were really excited about the Glenn card. I think the Glenn card had a lot of cool shit.
I've always been good for forward mentality leaders, like Ajani Goldmane. Yeah, like Ajani Goldmane is a pretty good planeswalker. That's another series types of cards that you pull out, and it has 3 different effects. One that adds these tokens to them. I can't remember what they're called right now because I don't really mess with commander decks or planeswalkers in that general. But you keep adding tokens to them, and then you get rid of them to do a big hit, or even control the battlefield. Because I know, like Jace, another interesting Jace, Planeswalker. Like, Jace does a pretty good one. And damn, he's expensive. Fucking $400 for just a really nice Planeswalker card. That's not even holographic.
What is it called again? Jace
the Mind Sculptor. That's one of his many. Oh, that's why. So every turn you can tap. Well, I wouldn't say tap him, but you use him to look at the top card of the target's player library, which is your deck. You may put that card on the bottom of that player's library. So that's like just a little bit of his controlling ability. Or for adding none to it, you draw 3 cards, then put 2 of the cards from your hand to the top of the library in any order. So you basically scry 3. Scry is, draw.
Yeah, I got
Okay. And then you put 2 back. And I'm like, that's a good thing. And then -1, you get rid of one of those tokens to return a target creature back to its owner's hand. And then -12, get rid of 12 of those counters to exile all cards from target player's library. Then that player shuffles his or her hand into his or her library. So basically, if they have like 30 cards left, exile them all. You get none of those. And also that hand you have, whatever you have, 3 or 4 cards, put them back in your library. You get nothing next turn.
All right.
You get nothing.
I did look up the card when you brought it up and found it on a couple other sites, including Amazon, for cheaper for the exact same card.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see how much these cards can move,
Yeah. I want to see it. Is that foil?
No.
I see a little bit of glimmer down here, but it's hard to... Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, just in his,
The way he viewed it.
Okay.
Okay. Foils always go for more.
All right. What we got next?
Yeah. Oh, that's the back of the card. Boop, boop. Ba-da-bup, shoe news.
Bikini Bottom.
These look really fucking good. Like, I'm happy that Vans and SpongeBob did a handshake in this way for hoodies, shirts, bucket hats, and very marvelous shoes. The shoes, one kind of looks like a nice sandy cheeks because it even has sandy cheeks on the back of it. A nice sky blue with a white bottom and little flowers decorating the sides. While another one kind of has the SpongeBob background kind of as its motif with, of course, the standard Vans white bottoms and SpongeBob hanging out in the back.
So I'm trying to find it. Here it is. We just did a happy birthday banner, or SpongeBob birthday, for one of Lauren's coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
And we did SpongeBob. And look at how terrifying the Patrick is on the banner.
That's you.
That's the other characters over there. But
Krabs looks high as hell.
It kind of does. But the Patrick is fucking terrifying.
The Patrick is pretty... But other than that, the bucket hat's got Pat wearing some really pretty nice looking clothes. I mean, they're all wearing pretty nice clothes, figuratively.
Just no matter what you do with those hats, they just never look good.
The bucket hats?
Yeah, I don't like them.
Some people can wear them well. A hoodie, a nice tee. It's some good stuff. No prices. But did it have the date? June 4th, 2021. Go check it out on Vans.com. Let's actually go to it and see if they updated it. No, they haven't updated it.
Didn't work out.
No, that
Damn you, Vans.
Damn you, Vans. But I remember looking it up and it didn't have any prices. So soon.
The TikTok trend that Vans will always land right side up when you throw them. You haven't seen that?
No, but you'll have to show me.
Yeah. Oh, I'll show you with my Vans downstairs. You throw Vans and they will always land sitting right side up. Yeah.
Okay. And then with the other one, these god awful ugly ones, but God,
what the?
They got shock pads.
Damn, it looks almost as bad as the console does.
So, what we're talking about is Nike and PlayStation did a handshake and made these
router shoes.
Yeah. They don't look good. They're probably fine for running about, but
they look bulky as fuck.
They look a little bulky.
Like they look heavy.
Yeah, they don't look kind. $120. They have a trailer for it.
Fuck ankle weights. You got these shoes.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Oh no, I don't like when you're zoomed in on it like this, and you can see like the black laces and the black inside. It's like speckled. I don't like it.
Yeah, it does not look good. And
Ooh, I do not like the PG-5 on the back either.
yeah, none of this screams comfort.
If you want to look what we're looking at, and you're listening to this to the audio version of this, check out Sneaker News. They've got all kinds of shoes, and you can they got a search function you can check out. Find these PlayStation 5 shoes that are just fucking hideous, or find the nice Vans Bikini Bottom SpongeBob set.
Yeah,
but this is
nah. I like the color scheme. I've always loved black and white, or not black and white, blue and white, just because they somewhat complement each other to the nice like ice. I've always liked ice, you know. And
you can see the triangle, circle, square.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Go back up, right there. This weird rubber part in the middle.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that. You know what would have made that better? If that was either in like a soft blue or a gray.
Mm-hmm.
Like if those were like little etched. Yeah, I would have never known. If you hadn't told me, I would have never known.
That's like the most PlayStation-y part about it, and it's such a small section of the shoe.
It looks like the controller.
I don't remember what the controllers look like. I just remember that their fucking Sony logo's off-centered. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is kind of ugly, like the controller.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, all right.
That was shoe news this week, guys.
Yeah. Let's get into what I've been digging into for the past week. So last week we talked about
D&D podcast
D&D
that was getting Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, and this is the Fool and Scholar Productions. And when I heard about the White Vault, I was skeptical because you had shown me a Wolverine audio drama.
Yeah.
And I listened to
the first season was really good. I didn't finish the second season.
Yeah, I listened to 2 episodes and I didn't go back to it. Mm-hmm. Not because of how bad it was. It's just I wasn't drawn in.
Gotcha.
Me personally, I've got ADHD to a very drastic level that I need something that I can pull my mind around. If I can't visualize it or put my mind into it, it throws me out. I don't mean for it to. It just does that. That's why I'm having a real hard time getting through Halo. But the White Vault has locked me in. The first season was very slow, but I was kind of listening to the people. Mm-hmm. It starts off with 5 individuals going into a radio tower to fix something, and they do it almost instantaneously. And then they're like, okay, well, we got to go home. They don't have a chance to go home. Too much of a storm has brewed up, so now they got to kind of settle in. And they begin to devolve very quickly. And there's more to it than that. And I'm not going to spoil a dang thing because these guys worked really hard. The first season is, as I said, a bit of a slow burn up until about episode 6. They're only about maybe 20 minutes long. You know, they're not too heavy. The way they do narration is spectacular. I was there for it. Having it not be too like Graham heads over to this, does this, and you know all that. I've never been a fan of that. But having it be writings or recordings, mm-hmm. nothing more. Like you have I forget her name, the initial person who puts it all together, the one who says this is a collaboration of everything we've found at this during this time. Yeah. This is our recollection of how this works. This was found on Graham's laptop during this time. And then Graham goes, okay, I think I got it working. And then you hear what goes on.
There's been some interesting, cause I've listened to a lot of audio dramas, radio play style podcasts, things like that. Mm-hmm. There's been some interesting ones that have done that. And there's also been other ones that just full on act it out and do well enough with like the sounds they add in and the written dialogue that they don't need a narrator being like, and he walked over here. It's, you can tell what they're doing and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I've got other ones where I'm like, you guys just... You're not wrapping me into the story. You're not telling me enough what's going on.
Yeah.
And then you got some that kind of try to do what this one does with the recordings or journal entries or stuff like that. and then they kind of fall out of that because they want to do more, tell more, but someone's not going to put verbatim and excuse me, sorry. But I've listened to some pretty interesting ones. I haven't listened to this one yet. I've seen it. I come across it every time I'm looking for a new audio drama or radio broadcast type thing to listen to. And I just haven't actually got around to starting it yet, but I'll probably start it.
Yeah. First season, very slow, very methodical, but as soon as you hit that episode 6 turn point, you get into a good point. And then season 2, all good. All good. And then it takes a bit of a turn on season 3 up until, once again, it's similar to season 1 where I have made it to, I think, 4 or 5. And then it pulled me right back in. I am very excited. Probably while you're going to pick up Lauren, I'm probably going to listen to one more. Like, okay. It is pretty fucking good. It's 4 seasons of regular, and there are 2 miniseries that they have for sale, and I'm putting this lightly. I would say support them. There are 2. I believe it is called The Artifact and Inquisitor? No, Imperial. $15 each, and I might actually go out of my way to get Artifact because they give you the first part of Artifact for free, and it comes from the end of season 2 of the White Vault, and everything's connected. And then when season 3 starts up, it's, I think, a couple of years after, but it still goes along with that story, with the recollection.
Okay.
And then, as said, as soon as, I think it's episode 4 or 5, at the end of that, there's a nice twist. A very, very nice twist. But the subtle hints, the subtle nods, the
squirrels were in control
the
whole time.
Like, without really spoiling too much, there's a part in season 3, episode 2 of one of the characters comes into the common room and it's in a recording, and they're like, "Hey, could you grab this person?" And they're like, "Yeah, well, I would, but they're way up there." And they're like, No, they're right over here. And then there's a disconnect of the people going, "But I saw them up in the cave." They're up in the cave.
Dun, dun, dun.
I just talked to them. So I love that. I've always been a fan of the misdirection, and it was very subtle because it was like when the person came out of the other room, you hear them going, "No, to be fair, I just got back." And they were like, "Oh, okay," and it throws you off so hard. The White Vault does very good with their story, and I recommend it very highly. 10 on 10. I'm here for that. Dark Dice, I will get started on probably shortly after. I heard it's more of a survivalist campaign, and I've never been a fan of those. But just to get to Jeff Goldblum, I will probably try my best.
All right.
What's this?
Lady Killer.
I remember Lauren owns a couple of these.
Yeah, there's some in one of the comic book boxes somewhere. So go ahead and scroll down a little bit so we can see what is Lady Killer.
Very good covers is what it is.
Yeah, it's amazing covers. It's a Dark Horse comic. That one right there, actually, number 1. We have that. So
Is it like Dexter but female, or is there more to it?
I think there's a little more to it. So let me give you a quick synopsis here. The problem is that Google really likes to change it to Lady Killers for some damn reason. They don't want it to be Lady Killer. They're insistent that there's an S there, and there's not an S there. So Lady Killer is a comic book series written by Joelle Jones and Jamie S. Rich. It's also illustrated by Joelle and colored by Laura Allred. Okay. Yeah, sorry, that was a tongue thing there.
Gotcha.
So they say a story takes place in the atmosphere of the 1950s. Josie Schuler, who has all the attributes of a perfect housewife and mother of her time, secretly works as a hired killer for a mafia organization. But her double life doesn't please her employer. He doubts her liability, and soon decides to have her eliminated. So it's more of like Mr. and Mrs. Smith type of thing.
Like I want out, but I don't want you to leave kind of things.
It kind of like we're going to send people after you. Oh, crap. you're too good
Mm.
type of thing. The reason we're talking about this is that Netflix just announced that they're doing a film adaptation of this, which concerns me because Netflix does a little bit of weirdness with their adaptations sometimes.
I've got story from Netflix in a little bit that makes you go, I kind of want to see it. So we'll get to that in a sec.
It's like there's some of it where it's like I want to see it, and there's some of it where it's like, oh yeah, that's how you guys decided to do Death Note. Okay.
Yeah.
You saw their Death Note, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So I mean, what's that term? Give them an inch, they'll take a mile, but when they take that mile, they'll have to walk back.
I guess.
Yeah.
So it's been a very well received book. And so I'm not surprised that it's getting made into something, but the fact that they're doing a film adaptation on Netflix kind of scares me. But they have announced that they're working with Blake Lively to play the main role, and it's going to be written by Diablo Cody. But there is no director currently attached. So, Cody, I'm trying to see what she has done. Juno, Jennifer's Body, things like that. So
Okay.
I think it'll be an interesting series. I'm worried about the Netflix aspect. I'm not entirely sure how accurate they're gonna stick. So
Okay.
All right, what do you got?
Oh,
You said you had a Netflix thing next. Let's just talk about that.
Okay. So this little teaser
Mhm.
is loud. Be aware. On Netflix Geeked, they basically dropped the teaser trailer for Arcane, the League of Legends animated. And the animation is dark. It's got like little smudges of here's and there's, and I'm excited for it. You see little hints of who I'm assuming to be Vi, Jinx, maybe Victor. I don't know who this hooded individual is. A little bit of maybe Echo. So you get a little bit of Piltover, you get a little bit of Zon. I'm hoping they give us a lot of really good lore, and I've told my thoughts about it on my Twitter page. But I think Vi and Jinx could potentially be sisters. It's just Jinx added a little bit of extra to her name because Vi is 6. Jinx, the I and X equal 9. So I'm thinking there might be something with that. I'm hoping, maybe, perhaps. I don't know. But League of Legends is, of course, pulling this out in the fall.
Did you hear that?
I did. I don't know what that was.
Meteorites.
Yeah.
Something. Maybe it was that falling piece of the rocket from China.
Jesus Christ. But I'm ready for this. I am excited to see Arcane.
All right. Hopefully, because I know that like the League of Legends people are actually like directly working on this. Hopefully, it doesn't fuck anything up.
Yeah, I don't presume so. Jinx looks pretty fine. Vi looks like she's ready to go. Don't know who that is. It's either Karthus or Victor, but if it's Karthus, then it's already weird and out of place. Like you already know the lore, I mean, like Zon's way down here and the Shadow Isles where Karthus could be is way over here, so it's like what are you doing, buddy? I don't know.
I guess, the other question has to be, when is this set?
That too.
So, more information. It's coming this fall, so we got some time. All right. So this will be a future movie, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be another one of those HBO Max and theater releases. So this is called Those Who Wish Me Dead. It's about a teenage murder witness who finds himself pursued by twin assassins in the Montana wilderness with a survival expert tasked with protecting him. And they're in the middle of a giant fucking forest fire that's trying to kill them all.
With a broken freaking neck.
With a broken freaking neck, no. And it's Angelina Jolie. I watched the trailers. This actually looks really good. It's one of those ones where it's like when they did the flash of like all the titles are on HBO Max, is like, the title doesn't do anything for me. I mean, Those Who Wish Me Dead, it sounds kind of cool. It sounds like a book title, honestly.
It sounds like a scary movie.
Yeah.
Or a thriller.
Yeah, but like
this
it didn't
is
do
an
anything. And then
interesting thriller.
we actually got a trailer the other day. I'm flipping. I think I was watching a baseball game. And the trailer came on during one of the commercials, and it said, it was coming on HBO Max. So I was like, that looks kind of fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like Angelina. I haven't seen her do anything in a while.
And John Berthenol.
So I'm not sure what I'll pair with it yet. We'll figure something out. But this will probably be next week's because this comes out on the 14th. So that's this
5 days from now.
Yeah, this Friday. So we'll probably watch this one and figure out something else to pair it for next week.
Okay, doke.
So anyone that doesn't want spoilers, make sure you have watched this movie by the 23rd.
Yes.
So that's it.
Okay, doke. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. We're a modern... Nope.
Modern
Nope,
Stone Age family.
Thank you. With Elizabeth Banks, was it?
Okay, so yeah, the reason why we're talking about this is we are getting Bedrock, a Flintstones sequel series with Elizabeth Banks as the lead character Pebbles, set 20 years into the future of the Flintstones, with Fred on the verge of retirement and Pebbles now in her 20s. We're also going to see the Stone Age coming to an end and the dawn of the Bronze Age.
Now, I want to make something fiddly fucking clear.
We didn't live with dinosaurs?
That's right. The Bronze Age is millions and millions of years later.
But, I mean, it's a cartoon.
Is it going to be more adult themed?
I don't think so.
I mean, if she's going to be a teenager, we're already kind of...
So what I'm finding interesting is I've read a couple reports on this now, and they all say Fox and Warner Brothers have announced it, which is really weird to me because Fox doesn't exist anymore. So,
I mean, it could exist in just publication, right?
Maybe. I'm not sure. Elizabeth Banks is going to be playing Pebbles. She will also serve as the executive producer alongside Lindsay Kearns. Kearns is known for Jurassic World, Camp Cretaceous, DC Superhero Girls, and Trolls The Beat Goes On. So I'm thinking this is going to be a kids thing.
Okay. I'll give it to you.
So we've got a quote here from Michael Thorne. Long before The Simpsons in Springfield, the Griffins in Quahog, thank you. Or even when the Belchers started serving burgers on Ocean Avenue, there were the Flintstones and Bedrock. I don't think this person's realizing that none of those shows are anything like the Flintstones.
And all those are adult comedy.
Those are adult comedy, so it's a little confusing. But
I mean, if they're leaning a little bit more toward the, like not child, but aiming toward like
a nice mid-ground. I mean, if you go back and watch the Flintstones, he went to lodge parties.
He did go to.
He 100% got drunk.
Yeah, but they cut those episodes out of Boomerang.
Well, of course they did because they've got to censor everything.
And then, I mean,
but if you're making it with a new rating and geared that way,
yeah. And I mean, also back in the day, he used to promote Winston cigarettes.
Did he? Wow, it's weird how much
feels
the world
good,
has
like
changed.
A Winston smoke.
But I mean, to compare the Flintstones and Bedrock to the Simpsons and Springfield, it's just they're so different. Also saying long before the Simpsons in Springfield, the Griffins and Quahog, or even the Belchers started serving burgers on Ocean Avenue, I think you have your timeline backwards because the Simpsons were first. Bob's Burgers is the newest out of all of those.
Yeah, right.
Look how grainy it is.
Yeah.
So he goes on. This is the president of the entertainment for Fox Entertainment. So I guess there's still some version of Fox out there. I'm not entirely sure on how the whole Fox Disney thing went down. So their imprint on the animation universe is undeniable, and the idea of adapting it for today's audience is a challenge we here at Fox are very much looking forward to taking on with Warner Bros. Elizabeth and Lindsay, no pressure whatsoever, really. The Flintstones are the first family of primetime animation, which I will give this person. That's coming from Peter Girardi.
Yeah, Girardi.
The executive vice president of alternative programming for Warner Brothers Animation. Elizabeth and Lindsay have a brilliant take on these characters, and Fox and Brownstone are the perfect partners to bring them back to prime time. This is going to rock. Sorry.
You get nothing. You get nothing.
The original 6 series of Flintstones is available on Boomerang if you want to go watch them. I also guess they just came to Tubi, which is free with commercials. So
now, I'm expecting a lot of the animalistic things like the garbage disposal and go, it's a living. If they do not do any of those jokes, I am not here for it.
I don't know if they will because you're gonna have all the vegans that are gonna be mad that we're
So what?
feeding
So
garbage to a fake
to an
dinosaur.
elephant? Yeah, who cares? Because I think it was an elephant.
Oh, hi, Socks. No worries. We're just talking about.
Oh, I completely
Simpsons.
spaced on chat. Hi, Socks.
I mean, it's been a quiet chat today.
Yeah. But here's the Winston commercial. Yeah.
Yeah, it just goes to show how different things are nowadays. You know.
Oh yeah. You know, it. Yeah, you cannot promote cigarettes anymore because of its ill nature.
I'm not entirely sure if that worked. I tried sending a GIF. I've never done it on stream before. It said sending, and then nothing happens. They have a Giphy plugin now for Twitch, and I'm still trying to figure out how it works.
I don't think I have it attached to this, so I don't. Is it through that?
I thought it was going to be like show up on the chat, but
I'll look into it. I guess
it's not a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but there was a lot of things that sponsored this kind of stuff back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you saw the live action Flintstones, right?
Yes, both of them.
I mean, did you enjoy the first one?
Yeah.
Okay. We won't talk about Viva Rock Vegas.
No, we won't.
Or how they had to completely
Like, I will admit they had good set pieces, but that's about it.
Yeah. Vegas gonna be mad that a fake dino, or vegans gonna be mad that a fake dino is eating trash. I guess aggressive vegans thing. Everybody eats trash. Haha.
I mean, vegans do eat trash.
Well, they eat lawn clippings. I'm not trying to alienate an entire group of people here. If you're vegan,
I'm joking,
and that's your thing, that's fine.
Yes.
I'm just saying, don't bitch about a fake dinosaur.
Eating fake food.
Furthermore, dinosaurs and humans were not around at the same time, so.
Yeah, no. At least to our acknowledgement.
I mean,
they could have been, but to our acknowledgement.
There's a big gap there.
There's a huge gap. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe they were there when that quote-unquote meteor struck.
I mean, technically, they're there now. Chickens. Chickens are dinosaurs.
Yeah, so it's like...
Are chickens dinosaurs or dinosaurs chickens?
Yes. But also...
Oh my god, Dino Chicken Nuggets just got weird to me.
I don't like how we're thinking about this right now. Because then we're like, are we eating dinosaurs or are we eating chickens?
Oh my god.
We need beanbag chairs. So that way I can sink a little bit deeper into them.
We're taking these things and we're shaping them like their ancestors.
You will be your father's figure.
Wow, I gotta point that out to Lauren. It just sucks because I love some trash. I love trash animals, to be honest. Wow. Okay.
I want to get a trash animal on my body sometime in the future.
I closed a tab.
I think I said I was going to get the possum. It's either possum or a raccoon, one of the two.
Okay, American possum?
Yeah.
That's pretty trashy.
Yeah, it's pretty trashy.
Ow.
Wow.
That one
sorry
hurt.
if that came up on the mics.
I doubt it did. I mean, speaking of dino nuggets, fish don't actually have fingers. Yeah, they don't.
Fish fingers.
It'd be really creepy if they did. But I also don't. Is that what they're called out there? Because they're fish sticks here. They're not fish fingers.
Oh.
Ew, do they call them fish fingers out there? That's weird. I don't like that.
I mean, we call their fries, or they call our fries chips, and we call their chips crisps.
No.
Or other way around.
Yeah. Potato chips are crisps to them, and fries are chips. But to us, fries are fries, and crisps are chips.
But we don't have a crisps.
Yeah, we don't have crisps. They're crisps. It's our chip.
Yes. And then our left is their upside down.
You know why they drive on the other side of the road?
Because they're correct.
Well, that too. It dates back to horse riding. Most people are prominently right-handed, so you need to be able to have your sword.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I mean, years of traveling down one side of the road, just because the transportation changes doesn't mean it's not bred into you that you're on that side of the road.
Right. And then we're on the wrong side of the road
because we had to rebel against mommy and daddy as much as possible.
Yep. I mean, we are one of two countries that drive on that side of the road.
Yeah. We also don't do the metric system. Yep, fishy fingers. We also don't have dino nuggets. I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw a dino nugget.
Theo would lose his mind if he knew Dino Nuggets exist. Sox's nephew.
Gotcha. Yeah, fishy fingies. I don't like that.
Fishy fingies.
No.
You guys have fishy fingies.
Do you guys have Burger King? And if you do,
They do.
They do.
They do.
Do you have the chicken fries? Because we have those, and everyone's fucking apeshit about them.
They're okay.
I had them for lunch today.
Did you?
Yeah, it was quick and easy. I could eat it while driving.
Yeah.
You know, the thing I'm not supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's not legal in this state yet.
We need sustenance, and if you drive around for a job,
Yeah. I mean, I think their big thing is like those fuckers you see in traffic that are like eating a bowl of soup, and it's like, are you serious right now?
fucking chopsticks and everything. Yeah, no, that's weird.
full on Goku moment of how they're eating it.
Yeah.
We do, and Oz have Hungry Jacks. So a Hungry Jack out here is a frozen food company,
Yeah.
which is interesting. That's not how you spell that.
I know.
Whoa, that is
a really
that's interesting to me.
Yeah, it looks like it actually.
It's fucking Burger King.
Home of the Whopper. What?
Okay, pull up the frozen food company though,
Okay.
because it's something completely different here. They're completely different companies. Yeah. Or Hungry Jack's. There you go. Hungry Jack's is actually the
hash browns.
hash browns and shit. Yeah. Sorry, not the frozen foods. They're hash browns.
Oh,
Yeah, it's so weird to me.
it's. I think
It's kind of like it's always been weird to me that on this coast it's Carl's Jr., but on the other coast, same country,
it's Hardy
it's Hardee's.
because of
What the hell is that?
frozen rainbow bursties.
That's it.
It looks like fish eggs.
Can we get this here? Because I'm not going to Australia. They got fucking bird-eating spiders.
An octopus that will drag you down to the denizens.
Oh yeah, you heard about the octopus that fought the guy on the fucking beach? Jesus. No.
Speaking of spider, there's spiders in your bubblegum.
Oh my god. No. Australia, no. We have a Wendy's here too, and the portions are ducking massive. That's funny because they're kind of small here. Wendy's isn't all that big.
No, but then again, for the 4 for $4 thing, you then get a pretty big portion, but of a lot of small things.
What's always blown my mind is going to Jack in the Box and ordering a medium. It's everywhere else is large.
Yeah.
I will never order a large from Jack in the Box because a human being should not drink that much.
We don't talk about that, Quincy.
You do it?
Yeah,
I don't do it.
I do larges.
It makes me sick.
Well, what I do is I get lemonades because
I'm doing straight soda with all syrup and shit.
It's pretty good.
We're gonna have to show Lauren these later.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yumbo, it's back.
Yeah, but look at the fucking font.
It's the 90s to 90s.
It's the 90s.
Yeah, we got the hash browns.
Yeah, we got hashies, but this Fanta.
Oh, we have Fanta. We even have Fanta frozen here, but we don't have
sour watermelon with bursties.
Yeah, we don't have the
or
bursties.
spider, which I think is just the topping.
Maybe
I don't know what that.
we do though. However, we do have. Holy shit! The feast bundle. Oh, look at that! The triple whiskey river one. Oh my god! No, what we do have here though is we got Sonic, who puts Nerds or Pop Rocks in your drinks if you ask him to.
Yeah,
which was like one of the greatest things. Like when they came out with that, I was like,
oh. Yeah.
Like, Cliff is a big boy with big fizzy needs.
I am. I do want to fizzy. Well, wait, no. Our lemonade doesn't have fizz in it.
Yeah,
though.
It's not fizzy lemonade. It's just lemonade.
It's.
How do you explain?
Well, I mean, she knows what lemonade is.
Okay, but for other people where like fizzy lemonade's the regular thing, it's boring lemonade. It's
lemon water.
Pretty much. Because you don't want to call it juice because it's like 2% juice.
I mean, the natural recipe for lemonade is lemon juice, water, sugar. That's the 3 basic components. Yeah. There's more to it. Ice is usually the better thing to keep it from getting too sour, and not having a lot of salt or sugar is
salty lemonade, guys.
Yeah. No,
At what point does it just become piss?
But a feast bundle.
Okay, so wait, what? It's not like a cup of Sprite. All lemonade here means Sprite. So no.
Okay.
Yeah. See,
all lemonade is Sprite. But ooh,
Well, it's like my brother traveled Europe.
I'm hungry now.
My brother traveled Europe.
Yeah.
And he said the biggest problem about Europe is if you get water, it's not water. It's all fucking carbonated. It is all carbonated water. Like when you go to a restaurant and you order a glass of water, they're not bringing out a glass of water. They're bringing out carbonated water.
You have to ask for flat water.
Pretty much. And he's like, I fucking hate carbonated water. And it's not like just soda water.
It's LaCroix.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's things like that.
I've never liked LaCroix.
All right, what's the one with the P? I keep thinking Purell.
Oh, Perrier.
Like, Perrier. Yeah, it's a lot of Perrier.
I was like, the one with the P. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, my brain kept going to Purell, and I'm like, that's hand sanitizer, jackass.
I thought you meant urine.
Oh, we were back to that. No, Perrier. It's like a lot of Perrier at the restaurants and stuff like that. And he's like, it fucking sucks because I don't like that. I'm like, I don't like it either. He's like, and I just wanted a fucking water because it was hot.
Yeah.
I didn't want bubbles. Hmm? We have old fashioned lemonade, which is the stuff made with syrup. Yeah, that's still not. It doesn't need syrup. You take a fucking lemon, you squeeze the bitch,
and water, add a little bit of sugar,
and then you.
Yeah.
Or if you're Lauren, you just buy a bottle of lemon juice
and just go
and put it in water, and she makes simple syrup by cooking sugar and adds that.
So this
holy shit
bundle comes with a lot of food, but I'm curious about its price because I know that chicken out there is not as inexpensive as us. Like they don't get 20-piece chicken nuggets
because the spiders are eating all the birds.
Yeah, but on a more serious note, like I think their maximum they get is like 10, and that's for the family meal. It's supposed to be 5 and 5. It's not supposed to be 10 for one person. The other thing is, I mean, their portion sizes are just big.
Okay, really quick. You said serious, more serious now. I'm serious. Their chicken probably costs more because they're losing half their crop to the spiders.
Probably, yeah.
Because no one wants to fight those things. Do you have a price on this? Because I have the conversion.
I get it delivered. I
Can you deliver it all the way to the United States of America, please?
Let's see here. ASAP. Enter delivery address.
There's no way this is gonna work. Just pick like Martin Place.
Aw.
I love that you just picked a random spot. Yeah, right there. That works. Sure. This guy's gonna get your food.
That's fine.
I just want a price.
Sorry about
this
that.
reminds me of the fact that there's a guy in London.
Product's not available at this time.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, find the next Oh wait, go back down.
Oh,
there you go. That works. $43.95.
So just
the $34.46. That's not too bad. That's actually really cheap
for a 20-piece nuggets and 4 burgers, 2 chicken sandwiches, 4 things of fries, and 4 drinks. Yeah, that's actually not.
That's
too
actually
bad.
really good. That's a hell of a deal.
That's actually not too bad. I thought it was going to be a little bit more pricey and costly, and then the large one is
$2 more. No,
$4 more, and doesn't seem to really come with anything extra. I think the
drinks and the fries are bigger.
Yeah, the fries and drinks are bigger.
Did you hear about the guy in like England that is being driven nuts? It's for years. At random hours in the day, people are having someone, he can't figure out who, is having pizzas delivered to his house.
Is he paying for them?
They're prepaid, I think.
So
I'm not sure, but it's just pizza showing up at all hours of the day. Sometimes he'll come home and find like stacks of pizzas. It's
it's like the I Know What You Did Last Summer, but for food. I hate that they have that emote.
Check the chat really quick. So this reminds me of Cliff telling me that LaCroix tastes like somebody yelling a fruit name 2 rooms down the hall.
Pretty much.
Or someone just chucked a fruit past your water bottle, or
TV static, but with a hint of flavor.
Someone ate an apple, then burped into a bottle. Pretty much any of that.
But something I want to make a quick mention of on the Tender Crisp Hunger Tamer combo, you get some pretty cool stuff. 3-piece chicken nugget.
That's interesting.
You only get 3 nuggets. I would lose my fucking mind if I received 3
Why is it
nuggets.
an odd number?
I mean,
give me 4.
There's 5. There's 5-piece nuggets.
Yeah,
Like
but 5. I've always talked about this. 5 is the most even of the odd numbers. There's something pleasant about 5 that is unpleasant about any other odd number.
I guess it's a fair round.
Yeah, that works. Because, like, 1 sucks. 3 sucks. 5 is grid. 5 is good.
5 is good.
7 sucks.
7 sucks.
9 sucks. Because it's like, it's almost 10. Why is it not 10?
9 is okay. 9 is okay. Depends on what it is, but 9 is okay.
Go back to chat.
Okay.
Delivered McDonald's is doing 15 nuggets for $30 at the moment. Deliver this in the Opera House. It's real chicken though. Yeah, there was a huge debate about real chicken, and McDonald's got in a lot of trouble for that in the U.S. years ago.
So okay, that's actually not too bad for 50 nuggets. I mean, it's not what we're going with right now, where it's 20 nuggets for $5.29.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be $10.60 plus an extra like $2.50, $2.79 for the extra. So we'd be paying $14 for 50, give or take.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad, I guess.
So here we go. I found the article.
Oh, okay.
For 10 years, a 65-year-old Belgian man has been tormented by a constant stream of pizza deliveries he didn't order. He says, I cannot sleep anymore. I start shaking every time I hear a scooter on the street. I dread that someone will come drop off hot pizzas yet another time. I'm sorry to laugh at this guy's torment, but come on. A resident of Turnhout initially thought a forgetful pizza lover was accidentally ordering them to the wrong address. But after years of being inundated with unwanted pies, he realizes something more sinister was afoot. In January 2019, the pizza-demic reached a peak of 10 deliveries. 10 delivery drivers were called to his home, one bearing 14 pizzas. Yeah. It's got to be someone he knows.
Police are aware of the situation. I think that popped up under. There you go. Both law enforcement and 2 victims believe the cheesy culprit is someone they both know and hope to one day unveil them. When they do, the perpetrator says it will not be their best day.
Well, not perpetrator, but victim.
Yeah, the victim. Thank you.
Yeah. Pizza attack by pizza delivery.
That's a fuck.
Yeah.
But then again, free pizza.
Because you're used to the number 5 with your fingers. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
You ever look at your hands and go, yeah, extra fingers would suck. I promise I'm not high.
I would want my thumbs on the other sides.
Why?
Because it'd be...
Sounds terrible.
Are you sure? You wouldn't know. Have you seen that? Have you... Hold on.
I'm trying to picture it right now, and that just feels... No. First of all, like, now its only backup is your pinky?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so basically, it would be like this.
Are you saying completely switch the fingers, or just move the thumbs to the other side?
Yeah, the thumb is on the other side.
Okay.
So it'd be like this.
With the index next to it, or with the pinky next to it?
Oh, pinky next to it.
See, no, because now its only backup is your fucking pinky?
I mean, you can work it out.
All right, we got one more news story, and then we gotta wrap it up, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry I derailed you so hard. That's fine. Muppets had an announcement. Muppets Haunted Mansion coming to Disney Plus this fall. It's a fun little video. We don't know too much on it. This is actually really interesting considering there's also supposed to be a new Haunted Mansion movie that they're starting to work on and whatnot.
So this might coincide?
I don't know that it's going to coincide, but I think it'll definitely have something to do with Disney's Haunted Mansion since Disney owns Muppets and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I'm always down for more Muppet material. I love the Muppets.
I know you do.
And their newest show, the little shorts that they have, not really feeling it. I really don't like the new Kermit's voice. Sorry, sir, whoever voices him, but I just don't like it. But it's a fun little trailer. It's only 1 minute and 3 seconds long. Go check it out.
Yeah.
That was the last of our news articles.
Now back over to food. I'm hungry.
You'll have dinner after I pick her up, which I gotta bounce soon.
Yeah.
At least it's still flame broiled out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So is there any other restaurants that out there that we have that they just call something weird? I mean, I know that they have different menus, but like McDonald's is still McDonald's, Wendy's is still Wendy's. Okay, like the singing bus from the Haunted Mansion, but they're Muppets? Yeah, maybe.
Lord of the Fries.
I mean,
That's funny.
that sounds great. But it looks like that's like an original.
I'm okay with that.
Wait, why is it tacos? What?
What?
Oh my god!
Peanut butter jam bacon, and it's a Beyond Burger. What? What?
Socks is saying look at the Wendy's website real quick.
I'm still trying to manifest this because it's Beyond. Okay, wait. It's Beyond Burger, but it has actual bacon on it, so that kind of nullifies the veganness. Smooth peanut
Yeah, it
butter,
does.
strawberry jam, cheese, pickle, onion.
It looks disgusting.
I'm sorry, that actually made me gag. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for everybody who heard that.
I've not had
That looks good.
I've not had the Impossible Whopper, but I've smelt it and it fucking smells disgusting.
Have I told you about that?
No.
Oh, I hit up a Burger King once, and I actually ate at the place before the whole pandemic hit. And they were like, "Are you gonna eat here or head out?" And I was like, "I'll eat here." And they were like, "Okay," And I had a Whopper Junior, and all that, and I killed it. And they had a guy pop over and was like, "Hey, did you enjoy your meal?" And I was like, "Yeah," because you usually don't get that kind of thing. And he had like a fucking questionnaire clipboard, and he was like, "What if I told you had a Impossible Whopper?" And I was like, "I'm sorry."
That would piss me off because like, don't change my fucking food on me. You don't know my allergies.
Yeah. Well, the bun has soy in it, so it wouldn't have mattered.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just like, and he was like, "Did you have acknowledgement that you just ate a Beyond Burger?" And I was like, "No, I didn't," because it tasted pretty good. Like it tasted fair to Medellin. Add a little bit of ketchup to anything, that kind of thing.
I mean, I don't get the concept of make it taste like meat. That's a little weird to me. Just eat plants, you fucking weirdos. Like, I like vegetables.
But here's the thing. I couldn't tell the difference.
I mean...
Like, that's the whole thing. And then
I just don't like the way they smell.
The smell, I don't know. Maybe that was a weird one for you? Because...
No, it's happened a couple times. Because I'm doing deliveries for Uber Eats.
Gotcha.
I don't like the way they smell.
But after I was done, he gave me a $20 gift card.
Nice.
And he said I can replace your order. I'm sorry for the trick, but we wanted to get this questionnaire. We're not selling it, and we're just wondering if people would acknowledge it. And I was like, I guess that's a okay way of doing it, but
Sock says, "What if I told you that the burger you just ate it was heavily poisoned, and the only cure being eating 15 more?" Let's do this.
I
Okay,
can do it.
pull up the Wendy's site before we gotta go.
Oh, okay.
Sock says we call jelly jam here. Actually, in the States, we have jelly, jam, and marmalade. They're all different things. So it's not, for us, it's not like it's jelly or jam. Like, they're different. And then there's marmalade, which has like bits. You want to hear something that'll make you cringe?
I'm already cringing, so go ahead.
Milk with pulp.
Oh, God. Oh, it's called Wendy's Milk Bar. I was like, that's not right. But then all of a sudden, it's like Wendy's Milk Bar.
Okay, I mean, that's interesting.
Hang on, I'll go back to where the website was. Boop.
But Lauren said that one to me the other night. I'm just sitting there. She goes, "You want to hear something?" I was like, "What?" She goes, "Milk with pulp." I'm like, "Ah!" Jelly is like Jello jam. It's like preserves. Marmalade is marmalade.
Well, who likes marmalade? I've never liked marmalade. Ooh, that actually looks really fucking fancy, and I like it.
I mean, I don't know what
are those chocolate bars? Those are fucking chocolate bars.
I don't know what the weather's like there, but I feel like this would melt.
I think it might be in the freezer or something. Like
it says order.
Yeah, you could order fucking ice cream cakes.
Yeah, don't do that because I'm gonna get stuck in traffic. Your shit's gonna melt and you're gonna piss me. I had someone order frozen yogurt 10 minutes before the place closed, and they were like half an hour from it, and then they bitched at me that their shit was gonna melt before I got there. I'm like, you're the one that ordered half an hour fucking frozen yogurt.
Yeah.
Bite me.
Yeah, ice cream cakes, ice cream cake brochure.
That's so weird.
So this is like a Dairy Queen then,
Yeah, they're more like a Dairy Queen.
because they have hot
Which is funny
dogs.
because I would never eat the food at a Dairy Queen. I just eat the ice cream.
I kind of want to try it because now that we have more out here, which was I'm surprised that a lot of places are closing down, but Dairy Queen's starting to like rise up.
I mean, their cheese curds are okay, but I don't.
31
like
flavors,
burgers.
I'll make you a believer, baby.
Paddington Bear loves marmalade.
Rainbow.
Oh, or look at Hell's Pizza.
Oh, Hell's Pizza! That's one of the
Domino's
places I
and
want to try
Pizza
out there.
Hut. I hate Domino's.
Is this New Zealand based? Cool.
New Zealand based, but it's giving you locations in Vegas.
Is it?
It looked like it was. Well, that sounded demented.
Yeah. Where do order?
Or click find a store.
Oh, yeah, I could have done that. Hang on, gotta scroll back down. Yep.
Okay. Because it was like giving you a Google search before, which was interesting.
Yeah.
Quincy out here doing the why are you buying clothes from the soup store?
Yeah. Why are you buying clothes at the soup store? Fuck you. Sox likes this place. Death
fine.
by Franken Chicken. That looks really good.
And I'm not saying you can't buy a burger from Dairy Queen. I'm just saying I don't. It's like I don't understand people that buy burgers from Del Taco.
They're actually really good.
You want a burger?
I mean,
go to a burger place.
I mean, same thing about their Kringle fries. I prefer their Kringle fries over any other Kringle fries.
Are you talking like the Crisp Cuts?
Yeah.
For me, it's Carl's Jr.
Wait, no, not Crisp Cuts. Kringle, like the little Kringle, not Crisp Cuts, not those.
Oh,
waffle
okay,
Kringle.
Crinkle. Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has good crinkle fries.
Hmm?
I don't think anybody has good crinkle fries.
Del Taco do. Try them if you haven't tried.
Because it's like Crisp Cuts from Carl's Jr., Curly from Arby's or Jack in the Box. Did you know Arby's owns Buffalo Wild Wings now, and like 32% of Wendy's, and like one other.
Wait. 32. Okay, an exact number of 32% of Wendy's,
Something
like
that,
shares,
yeah.
or
Yeah, like percentage of the company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
I guess they went on this buying spree over the last couple of years. They spent like $19 billion, which I have a question.
How did you get 19?
How did Arby's have $19 billion?
I mean, you got to figure they kept everything so simple, kept everything clean.
But my question is, when was the last time you waited in line at Arby's?
To be fair, that's not hard to put together one of their sandwiches.
You're right, because I mean,
It's
I do eat there. I'm just saying, I don't think I've ever ran into another customer there.
Oh. I think they're on it, because the one time we ordered Uber Eats from there, we got it maybe 15 minutes later, not even, and we ordered a lot because I had earned a gift card, so I just said fuck it, throw it out there, let's get some good food.
The company that is Arby's is Inspire Brands. The eye is a fork, the other eye is a spoon.
That's kind of cute.
Arby's, Baskin Robbins, Buffalo Wild Wings, Dunkin', as in Dunkin' Donuts, Jimmy John's, Mr. Donut, Rusty Taco, and Sonic. I forgot about Sonic. I was pretty sure they owned like 32% of Wendy's.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah, co-owner, the Wendy's company stake has reduced from 18.5 to 12.3, so it was actually less than I thought. But they own 12.3% of Wendy's.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Wait,
I would have never thought Arby's wanted to go out of their way to like.
August 16, 2018, the Wendy's company announced that it sold its 12.3 stake to Inspire Brands back to the company for $405,000, which included 38% premium. That's where I was getting 38 of the stakes. So they no longer own portion of Wendy's, but they did for a while.
Okay. But back over to Hell's Pizza, they have all the 7 sins.
Yeah.
The 333, the 666, the Buffalo, the Beast, the Savior, Underworld. Like, they have names.
Oh my god, if the Savior's not the body of Christ, then I'm pissed.
The Savior, chicken, spinach, avocado, portobello, mushrooms, almonds, and topped with a fresh slaw on top of a gluten-free sprouted seed base.
I don't like slaw.
Because, well, to be fair, it's a part of that set.
Gotcha.
The healthiest pizza set.
No, that's fine. I'm just not a big slaw fan.
Yeah. Let's see here. And then what else we got? They got dips. They got a lot of interesting dips. They got nuggets, onion rings, tendies. You know, like all the interesting things. Some pasta, chicken demon, creamy basil with roasted garlic, chicken, mushrooms, and bless you, Parmesan.
Thank you.
The free range chicken wings, always a good thing to hear. Lust Deluxe, marinated strips of steak, black pepper, 5 pepperoni, salami, triple smoked champagne ham, bacon, and smoked chorizo lashed with a béarnaise sauce. That sounds fucking delicious.
Another thing about Inspire Brands, they operate out of 15 different countries.
Okay, that's also interesting because, okay, wait. Jimmy John's is strictly here. I know
Probably.
that because they want to call themselves America's Best Sandwich.
Freaky fast, I know that.
Yeah, they're freaky fast. The other thing is Arby's is pretty much like a taxiest kind of thing, so I don't think they would want to be in another country. But that makes me wonder what else. Mr. Donut? I've never seen one of those.
Yeah, I don't know. United States, Canada, Turkey. I feel like I'm doing the Yakko song. United States, Canada, Turkey, United Arab Emirates, Qatar? Is that it? Okay. Kuwait, India, Mexico, Panama, Philippines, Saudi Arabia, and it says plus 4 other countries. When you click it, it just fucking takes you to the reference list, which does not help.
No, it doesn't. Oh, it's that reference right there.
Oh.
No, it's a PDF too. So.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
and 404 not found.
Yeah,
Awesome.
It's fine.
We're just going to say that it's
Yes.
the UK 4 times over.
Okay. That's a lot of UK. Don't you bloom at me.
Yeah, they received Franchise Times 2019 Dealmaker of the Year for its acquisition of Buffalo Wild Wings and Sonic Drive-Ins.
Also, I really like their little logo for their vegan eaters.
Yeah, it's a plant eating a plant. It's kind of cannibalistic.
Oh, well.
All right, we got to wrap this up, though.
Yes, we do. Thank you for joining us. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell a frenemy. Remember to rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. You can follow us on our own individual Twitters or the group one down in the description. Is there anything else you wanted to mention?
I don't have a coffee pun ready. I'm sure Socks will, but I don't have one. I'm sorry, guys. Oh my god, is their phone number seriously got 666 in it?
Yes.
They really took this really far. Also, what is with their phone numbers?
What? Oh, yeah. Every country's got a little bit of difference.
I mean, I expect a different, country code.
Yeah.
But I wasn't expecting, 4.
I mean, it's technically the way it works is it's kind of like our phone numbers because it's area code and then the 7 digits, but it's backwards to where it's.
Oh, is that how it is?
Figuratively, but kind of with the 702, it's area code. So there's what is the 0800 and then the phone number.
Yeah, so it's still 10 digits. It's just interesting seeing it broken up into 433 rather than 334.
Yes.
So,
0800 is our free number.
Oh, so it's like 1-800.
Which
it goes in place of the area code.
Okay, yeah.
800 takes.
Yeah, 800's that.
Yeah, so
866 is a toll free.
0 must be the country code.
877 is.
But then that still means that their phone numbers are never less than ours.
Oh, well.
Interesting.
I mean, they probably have the ability to break down their boroughs into certain areas.
It's also much smaller.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
And Socks has no pun, it seems. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.